Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Kid Lee, and this is the TOR report for the week of October 19th, 2013. In this week's news, BioWare has released a Swtor holiday update. Game update 2.4.2, which is currently targeted for launch on October 29th, will feature the start of the Ranked PvP Season 1 and the launch of the web-based Ranked PvP leaderboard. On November 12th, BioWare is going to do a bit of a name wipe in order to free up a lot of name options for current players. Many of these were created in the early days after launch. Current subscribers will not have any character renames regardless of activity or level on that character. Even on inactive accounts, the bulk of the character renames will be under level 10. Also on November 12th will be the start of the next bounty contract week. In other event news, the GRE event will also be returning in December. A double XP weekend is slated for November 27th and will continue through the Thanksgiving weekend until December 2nd. Some news has been released on Game Update 2.5. 2.5 will feature class changes. Now, there are too many here for me to list all of them, so I'm going to try and hit up on the main ones. First of all, we are getting some new game terminology. Cleanse will remove a limited number of a certain type or types of negative effects, usually force or tech, from the target. Purge removes all negative dispellable effects from the target, usually yourself. The Sith Sorcerer's Purge ability has been renamed to Expunge. Now let's jump into some of the different classes. Sith Inquisitor Madness. In addition to previous effects, Devour will now make your damage over time effects uncleansable. This affects Creeping Terror, Discharge, Crushing Darkness, and Affliction. Jedi Consular Balance. In addition to previous effects, Psychic Absorption now makes your damage over time effects uncleansable. This affects Sever Force, Force Breach, Mind Crush, and Weakening Mind. Sith Assassin. Dark Charge no longer heals the assassin, but now increases armor rating by 130% and deals additional threat when it is damages to an enemy target. For the Jedi Shadow, Combat Technique no longer heals the Shadow, but now increases armor rating by 130% and deals additional threat when it damages an enemy target. For the Sith Inquisitor, there has been a damage increase on Thrash. For the Sith Assassin, there has been a damage increase on Maul and Lacerate. Under Deception, there has been a damage increase on Volcanic Slash. For the Jedi Consular, there has been a damage increase for Double Strike. For the Jedi Shadow, there has been a damage increase for Shadow Strike and Whirling Blow. Under Infiltration, there is a damage increase for Clairvoyant Strike. For Imperial Agent, we have a damage increase for Overload Shot. For Smuggler, a damage increase for Quick Shot. Operatives and Scoundrels can now be charged and pulled by other players while in cover. For Snipers and Gunslingers, cover remains unchanged. For Sith Juggernaut, under Vengeance, Overwhelm has been added to the Vengeance skill tree and provides a 50/100% chance to immobilize the target for the duration of Ravage. For Jedi Guardian, under Vigilance, Debilitation has been added under the Vigilance tree and provides a 50/100% chance to immobilize the target for the duration of Master Strike. For Sith Marauder, the stacking buff provided by Joyu Farm now lasts 24 seconds, up from 15, and can be applied once every second, down from 1.5 seconds. Under Annihilation, the stacking Annihilator buff provided by Annihilate now lasts 24 seconds, up from 15. And jumping across to the other side, the same thing. The Jedi Sentinel, the stacking buff provided by the Joyu form now lasts 24 seconds and can be applied once every second. Under Watchman, the stacking Merciless buff provided by Merciless Slash now lasts 24 seconds. And finally, the last two sets, once again under Sith Marauder, Bloodthirst and Predation no longer prevent the Marauder from building Fury while they are active. And Bloodthirst now affects your entire operation group up to 40 meters away. And again, jumping across, same thing for the Jedi Sentinel, except for its Inspiration and Transcendence. No longer prevent the Sentinel from becoming centered while they are active, and Inspiration now affects the entire operation group up to 40 meters away. Let's go ahead and move on to some dev chat. A few players have pointed out that when trying to dye the Cassis Fett armor chest piece, the cape does not change color. Amber Green then posts, "We are aware that the cape for the chest piece does not dye properly, and we are working on a fix." Amber Green has made a post confirming that the double stacking of power relic effects is a bug, and they are working on a fix for game update 2.4.2. It is not intended for relics to have the same on-hit effect to stack. And finally, as posted by Rob Hinkle, he made a quick post to confirm that preseason PvP ratings will be reset upon the arrival of the Season 1 ranked PvP. Let's move on to the Swtor how-to. In this week's how-to, I'm going to answer two questions. One, is there a way to look at all of the items that come in a cartel pack? And two, is there any way to look up and see future cartel packs? So let's go ahead and open up the cartel market here real quick. And the current pack we have in the game is the Pursuer's Bounty Pack. If the images will actually load here, which is kind of odd. Now there's two ways to get to the area that we're looking at. One, you can come up here and click on Collections, or if you open up your inventory, there's also a Collections down here. So we'll open that up, and it brings up all of the collections, and the area that we're looking for are the packs, which are listed here. And you can click on any of these, and it will show all the items that were in that particular pack. So let's go down to the new ones. Right now, the Pursuer's pack, as I said, is the one that's currently out. So you can clearly see all of the items that come in this pack. And if you want to, like this gun here, you can actually click on it. You can do a show item. You can do a preview, and it will actually show it on your character. So that is number one. And if we look under Shipment 3 Bounty Packs, you'll see that it has the Trackers and the Opportunists listed. So those are going to be the next two. And at the moment, we can actually click on Trackers, and it does show us all the items that will come in this next one. But the preview is currently disabled. If I click on these ones, they currently do nothing. But there you go. That is how you take a look at the bounty packs. If you would like to send me a question, send questions to kidleeasf@gmail.com or send me a private message on YouTube. The first question of the day comes in from Darth Rag, They ask, when it comes to rested XP, is there a higher benefit to being in a cantina versus on your ship? When it comes to rested XP, there are two different methods, modes, versions, whatever you want to call it. If you are in a rested area, which would be your ship, the fleet, a cantina, that is the sort of higher form of rested XP, meaning you will get more rested XP if you are in those areas. If you are not in one of those areas, you still get rested XP, but it is severely reduced by like 50% or 75%. So to answer your particular question, cantina versus ship, it doesn't matter, they are the same. Question number 2 comes in from Roughneck. They ask if I have a armor piece that bounds by legacy and you put mods in it from classic, basic, elite, ultimate vendor, can you still transfer it between characters of your legacy? And the answer to that is yes, you can, and it's actually an excellent method to leveling alts. A lot of us that raid, we do exactly that. You know, sometimes we get extra raid loot, and we'll then put that into legacy gear and pass it down to our alts. So it's an excellent way to level alts, to level the companions of the alts, and that sort of thing. So it does indeed work quite well. And the third and final question of the day comes in from Dewey Maverick. Actually, he has 2 questions. He says, new to the game, have a few quick questions. 1, if I generally play on Republic side and I have an imp alt, can I mail things to the other? Assuming same legacy, same server. And the answer to that is just a simply yes, you can. There really isn't too much more I can add to that. And question number 2 is, do imps and pubs use the same GTN? I ask because I've seen pieces of gear on the pub GTN that require imp classes. Now the story on this is actually when the game first came out, or even back in beta, they were separate, and there was actually a WoW style neutral auction house. So since then, and I forget exactly which patch it was, but they ended up removing the neutral one and they combined all of them. So yes, they are basically combined now, and you can sell to either side and make lots of money. So, ladies and gentlemen, that will do it for this week's episode of the TOR Report. So everybody keep playing and have fun.